Hey, hey, hey. What's good, y'all? Let me turn this mic up. Okay, the mic is up. Let me put my mic on. Woo. I'm learning OBS, y'all. Hey, hey, hey. Let me see if I can hear this 1 2 1 2. Okay, let me get my screens up. All right, I'm learning OBS, y'all. 1 2 1 2. How you doing? How you doing? How you doing? Let me move the screen over so I can have my other screen open. And they go chat. Let me see how to move this over. That's right, y'all. I'm getting it together. What's good? What's good? Your girl is learning OBS. Now, let me make some room for my OBO to be up to. Let me push it to the side. See if it go a little smaller. Nope, it won't. It won't go smaller. So what I have to do is just stay on this thing. So, what's good, y'all? I want to talk about the Knicks. Okay? What's good? I'm talking about the Knicks. The Knicks, trying to get all this going. It says it's live. Okay, I need somebody on here to let me know. Let me go to my iPad and make sure it's on. That's right, Champagne trying to get in the game, baby. You know, they say either you be a player or a watcher. I'm in the game. Let me go to my iPad and see if I'm on. Let me see. Okay, there you go. Let me see if it's talking. There you go. I need to turn it up. 1 2. I did it, y'all. I'm live on OBS. Yes, I did it. Oh my God, this was hard, but I did it. Turn it up. So here we go, y'all. I'm Champagne. For those who don't know me, I'm your grandma. I'm your home girl. I'm your keep it real sister. Welcome to the show. I'm gonna try to upload more often, but I have to. I'm editing someone's book, so it's taking me a little more time. I'm trying to hand it to them the draft by Monday, so I'm busy. But after that, I'm gonna be talking about my Knicks a little bit more. Let me turn this down because I'm getting a feedback. I'm gonna try to upload more often, but I have to editing someone's book, so it's taking me a little more time. I'm trying to hand it to them the draft by Monday, so I'm busy. After that, I'm gonna be talking about my Knicks a little bit more. Let me turn this down because I'm getting a feedback. That's right, y'all. She trying to go pro. Oh, that's what I did. All right, bear with me. Bear with me. I'm trying to turn this down on my iPad because it's giving me feedback. There you go. Okay. I think I got it, y'all. All right. See, I'm not an amateur in filmmaking. I'm an independent filmmaker. So I learn as I go. I'm self-taught, and I'm just sharing my piece. It's like this. We're gonna get straight into it. I have my iPhone. I have my little Mac, my old little Mac, and I got my iPad to give me some assistance. I'm an independent filmmaker. So I learn as I go, self-taught, and I'm just sharing my piece. It's like this. We're gonna get straight into it. This is my piece. This is my view. This is my thought. You know, this is my piece. This is my thought. Let's talk about the Detroit game the other night. See a lot of podcasts, lives, YouTubers, diehard Knicks fans. They go straight in and talk about the statistics, what Mike Brown should do and everything. That's great. I'm going to try to come from just straight out from my heart of what I witnessed without all the extra attitude towards the players. I'm going to try. I can't promise you that. You know, they said try is a failure. So I'm going to get right into it because it's important that it's real important that the Knicks, you know they watch, you know they say they don't watch nothing. You know when people talk about something they do. We're going to talk about Coach Mike Brown first. I'm going to talk about it. We're going to talk about it. You could talk in the chats, give me some ideas. Mike Brown need to have more authority in his persona when he's out there. I don't know if he's timid because of Bronson's father sitting next to him. I don't know if he's timid because the owner sitting next to him or Leon, you know, all these people, Rose and orders. He's been in the league too long to be worrying about what people think. Because you're already a millionaire. So you shouldn't ever be worrying about getting fired from a job when you got buku money. Right now, you need to take a stand, in my opinion, in my piece. I don't care who starts. That means nothing to me unless you're putting starters in there to start the game off. That's why they call them starters. You put them in there to start the game off so you're not losing immediately. You put your strongest people in there to compete with their strongest five. So if you see a five that they putting in, you should match them with your five that you know they can compete with them. Mike Brown should know this. He's already received many awards. He's been around championship teams as assistant coach. But some of us as fans, we sitting there trying to figure out what is he thinking. I know y'all saying he got his hands in his pockets. So what? His pocket's not thinking for us. His brain is. He need to make immediate changes the right way. I don't care what the agent's saying. Oh, this person got to play X amount of minutes. That's not what this is about. What it's about is winning. It's about winning. If you're not going to win, don't waste our time. Because we brought you here to win. Now, you're not going to win every game, grant you. But we like you to compete in every game, you know? If you're not going to compete, you're wasting everyone's time. We could have kept Tibbs because he competed. One thing you could say about Tibbs, he had the boys in blue and orange ready. Yeah, he ran them like, how they say, until the wheels fell off. And people say, oh, he didn't use the bench. He didn't have a bench. The stuff we saw in the bench wasn't pro ready. I don't know why they in the pros, because those players are not pro ballers. The league need to stop just putting in fillers in the league. I know people who can ball. You know people who can ball. But the league keep putting in practice players. That's why Indiana had some of the best bench players last year, and they gave us a hard time, and they ended up winning. Boston always have some bench players. Everyone can ball. Steph and them had bench. They're going through a lot of problems this year. You know, all teams go through ups and downs. And I just feel as though somebody have to pull the Knicks to the side and say, listen, you're a tri-state. You have New York, New Jersey, and Connecticut. That means you have millions and millions of fans. And most people from New York, New Jersey, Connecticut, from back in the day, they moved to different parts of the world, parts of the country. That's why when you go to different stadiums, you hear a lot of cheering, because those are diehard Knicks fans who grew up in a tri-state, not in just New York. It's a tri-state. See, the New York cats, not all of them, but most of them, they have an ego, and they say, oh, Jersey's a swamp. Don't disrespect Jersey. I'm from Jersey and New York. Don't disrespect nobody's hometown. That's how you get smacked up. Don't call it a swamp. That's how you get smacked up. And you know who I'm talking about, Mr. Podcaster. I'll call your name out if I have to. This is not beef, but I'm telling you, stop disrespecting the tri-state, because they all go together with the Knicks. And when they talking about New York, they're not talking about the hood. They talking about the people who got the money. Don't get it twisted. Now, back to my point. Mike Brown need to put his foot down. If you got to pull some people out on the bench to put some young boys in to give them an opportunity because they hungry, I said do so. You had Kumo D. There's no reason you pulled him out the game. He was not tired. He was effective. And you put Bridges. I don't know what's wrong with Bridges right now, but you're going to have to pull him out sooner. You can't wait. I know you had him out for like 9 minutes. You got to pull him out sooner, like in the first quarter, second quarter, third quarter. Every quarter he should be pulled out for a while. That's my piece. I like Bridges. He's like a fine guy, like a mama's boy, but he's not strong. And I'm not talking about strength. I'm talking about mental strength. He ran around there like a bunny, making just kill. Excuse me, y'all. I'm eating some throat lozenges. He make a lot of careless mistakes. And every team, baller's going to make mistakes. In every sport, you're going to make mistakes. But the mistakes can't come when you're trying to win so often. Like the other night, tonight is Saturday. Today is Saturday, so they play Houston tonight. So the other night, Thursday, they played Detroit. They could have competed with Detroit if Brown had took Bridges out a little sooner and put in Sasha. We're going to have to give him a Knicks. Sohan, that's his name, not Sasha. Sohan, S-O, what's that, C-H-A-N? So. We should have put in Jay So in. Now, you don't even want to play Clarkson anymore. I know he's a liability on defense, but majority of your team is a liability on defense. And they try, but at this point, we need a scoring. So you got to know how to navigate scoring and defense. Now, Grand Theft Alvarado, he should have came in for some defense. He's short, but he's 6'3". Y'all keep calling him short. He's 6. The boy have more heart than heart sometimes, because heart sit there and complain. It's like he jealous of everyone, if you're asking me. You may not like my take, then don't take it, because this is what I'm giving. You know, this is what I'm giving. A lot of people are stuck in their ways with the narrative of what ESPN be telling people, or all those other people who got degrees. Guess what? I have a degree too. It's in criminal justice. It's not in sports. It's not in journalism. I own my own magazine, recognized magazine, and I create books as well. I do a lot of self-taught things, at least 7. So I'm not oblivious to what can happen. You know what I mean? I'm not oblivious. I understand how to win. I understand how to navigate and put things together. And that caused me to come and do this live, to put my 2 cents in, to put my piece in. Because Mike Brown is the head of the snake. Y'all keep saying Bronson. Bronson is not the head of the snake. Y'all need to reevaluate that. Brown is the head of the snake, because he's the shot caller. See, your point guard do what you say as a coach. When you start saying the point guard is the head of the snake, in my view, you're giving up your power. That's why you see Mr. Clutch, trying to be Mr. Clutch in first quarter, second quarter, third, instead of just the fourth. You got Mr. Clutch because the fourth quarter is where we want to see you grind. You understand? A point guard distribute the balls and get everybody involved, especially the fourth quarter. That's why when you see Kolick in there, everything is different. Everything moves around. We're excited to watch the competitiveness. But when JB coming in, remember, he's stuck in his ways. He is stuck in his ways. So you can't change a player in the ninth inning. You know, it's hard to change a player in the ninth inning, you know? It's really hard to change a play in the ninth inning. Let me see if these things could stop the feedback. You know? Yeah, it's some feedback is coming in slow. And much as I love my Knicks, it seems like they're lacking the ability to understand the traditional basketball analytical analogy, which is you have your bigs towards the baskets, which is the front court, right? And your littles towards what? Then you have your wings where? And you have your center where? That's why they call it a center. There's no reason why a 7-footer is at the top of the key, who wears a size 20 and have knee problem. And he has, I won't say a low IQ, but a 50% IQ. He doesn't have 100% IQ. I don't care what anybody say. I love Towns. That's my guy. JB, the whole team, I love them, but we ain't talking about them personal. We talking about business. Balling. If he's not getting it, then Brown should get it. You're the coach. Make a move. Put him back down near the basket. Every baller have 6 fouls. Why are you taking your fouls home? You got people all over ESPN and all that nonsense talking about, oh, Town fouled out. Well, he's supposed to take the fouls home. Nobody on that team should be taking fouls home. You should be playing hard. Now, you want to save some for the fourth quarter because they need you in the fourth quarter. I get it. Once you get 3 or 4, you need to tone it down and relax because you're trying to live through that fourth quarter. But you have a bench full of people who could give you some fouls. Oh, well, you don't want to foul. They shoot and make it. Okay. We're not going to foul on purpose. What I'm saying is put some of those bench players in, mix them up with some of the so-called starters, and I hate that terminology. There's no such thing starters and bench. It's really about team. All of y'all should know how to play ball. All of y'all should know how to play your position. But the Knicks keep finding non-ballers when it comes to the mental. Egos, don't want to pass the rock. Like JB, I love him. That's him and Cat, they Jersey. Those my guys. Those my brothers. But that don't mean I didn't tell my brother the real talk. I'm in my 60s. I'm going to tell you what I feel. And what I feel is they play me ball. Sometimes when you see them play together, it's beautiful to watch them play. I used to go to the games like crazy. I met everybody in the 90s, the late 80s, and before that. But the late 80s and 90s with Oakley and them, they was friendly. They used to park on the side. We used to go in and get their autograph, talk to them. I became friends with them. We became friends. It was no groupie. It was just people being friends and respectful back then. And they play hard. Whether win or lose, they play hard. They left the sweat on the court. This is why, in my opinion, the Knicks haven't regained that toughness, because the people who's going out to get people moving too slow. Because I'm gonna tell you why, in my opinion. It's a tri-state. Y'all keep saying New York. No, it's a tri-state. You got New York, New Jersey, and Connecticut. You got 3 states of people rooting for you who's living all across the world now. So you always gonna make money at the Garden. The Garden never gonna be empty. It's gonna be packed. So Dolan not missing any money. When you start missing money, you start listening to the fans and the people around you about, oh, get this person. Why do you think so many coaches walked away? Because the money makers wasn't listening. Why? Because money was coming in. That's why we never got some of the most athletic people. They go get Tom, Dick, and Harry out there. Because the kids they bring in to come watch the game, they just want to see the Knicks. But see, the diehard Knicks fans, they want to see a championship. That's why they keep talking about it. To win a championship, you got to win your East or be in the top 8 for a playoff run. Then you get some of these podcasters and some of these people out here talking about, the regular season don't count. Stop lying. It counts. It may not count in the playoffs, but it count in the season. It count in the season because it shows us what we're working with. And if it didn't count, why we keep saying Detroit is in the first place? Because it counts. They'll end up with a trophy for the East if they win, because Boston done creeped up. The East is open. You got 26 more games starting tonight, 26. If you don't win 17 games out of that, you're in trouble. Because if we in Boston in second, we in third. No, we in fourth because Cleveland don't win up. Let me open this up. Cleveland don't win up. You know what I'm saying? As of today, let me see who won. It's all about research. You want to come correct. So today it says, okay, Piston is number 1. Celtics is number 2 with a record of 36-19. The Cleveland Cavaliers 36-21. The New York Knicks 35-21. How is that when Cleveland was at the bottom for most part of the start of the season, and you get people in their podcast, oh, the regular season don't matter. Yes, it does. Or do, whatever the word, however you want to speak. It plays a factor in your positioning of home court. And if you playing, as you know, the Knicks play better at home normally. Yeah, they lost probably like a few games, 10 games, whatever. But they play better at home. Most teams play better at home. So why wouldn't you want to position yourself to get some home court advantage, right? So get back to the squad. Mike Brown, they picked you because you said you was going to use the bench. Because Tibbs, they speak of you because that's the comparison. There's no one else to compare since it happened. So you're going to come up all the time. You were stern, and you were strict, and you were stubborn. You was a good coach. You brought us to the conference final, but you made the fans mad by not utilizing the bench. But they didn't listen to you. You didn't have a bench. Well, you don't know that if you don't use them in the regular season. That's why you see Brown using them in the regular season to see what he have to put him in the playoff. So we give Brown an A+ on that. And that's the difference between a okay coach and a great coach, or a great coach. Because no one great until you start getting them championships. Because we can't just hand out great coaches titles until you start winning no championship. You take a team who haven't won in years and you make them a champion, That's why they still talk about Mark Jackson, because he took a very low level team and made them contenders, and then they passed them on to the next person, and everybody's mad. Oh, that was Mark's team. Mark do not own a team. I met Mark 4 or 5 times. He the most rudest brother I ever met. You don't want me to start with that story. That's why they didn't like him in that locker room. I met him. He dissed me 4 times. Different places. And I called a celebrity sports game with the late Shaquille mother, was beautiful personality, and Mark Jackson mother, beautiful personality. But Mark, he can't talk to you. He like you, he there and you there. Then I met Van Gundy going to the draft. He speak to me like he's my brother at the dinner. I don't get it. See, some of us, we got this I'm better than you mentality. And y'all keep saying, oh, they don't get Mark because he ruined his connection and his, how do you say, as the ever changes, you have to change too. Mark is stuck in his old school ways. Sit your ass down. That don't work today. You're not talking to your children. You're talking to millionaires or hood rich thousandaires. And, oh, money don't matter. Yes, it does. Our society, celebrity and money matters because that's what they push on the TV to be programmed. So get back to my point with Coach Brown. It's not all his fault because he has everybody on him. I think Brunson's father shouldn't be sitting next to him. And I hear a few people out there saying the same thing. There's no reason why he's sitting next to Brown, like he's going to control what's going to go down. I think he need to move. I think that's why Brown sometimes stand up, move out his way and put Mo Cheeks down there. Because I watched Mo Cheeks at the Garden play. Yeah, sometimes he says some off things, but I think we all say some off things, don't we? Some people don't like me just because I talk straight. Some people not built to listen to straight talk. Let's be honest. This is 2026. You got some soft people out there, and you got some keep it real and some woke people out there. Some people just can't handle that real talk. Brown, you have to do better. They said, what can Brown do for you? This will be your last coaching job if you don't be competitive every game. We down, how many games? The Knicks, so far we lost 21 games. Easily we could have won 15 of them. Easily, if you made the right strategy, we could have won. It's funny how the fans and the people who watching the TV, the fans who's watching TV, could call the thought. And you standing on court and you can't see it as a coach. One of my favorite coaches from Jersey City, New Jersey, the senior, Bob Hurley Sr. You know how many championships he won? I used to watch this man have these players playing position. Those was the great coaches. And yes, he's probably in the Hall of Fame because he was one of the greatest coaches I ever witnessed. Then another one, Harry Hillett, but he was in baseball. He passed on. He was a great coach. Yelled a lot, but he knew what he was talking about. If he said, cut the ball off, or go home. See, Brown don't have that in him, or unless he's holding it back because of Brunson's father. I love to see father and son do their thing, daughter and mama do their thing. But what I'm saying, if it's going to stop you from taking JB out, he sits on the bench and pouts. And then when Towns got blocked, he goes, you know the cameras are watching, all angles. Come on, support your teammate. And sometimes I think this is not going too far. I'm going to go straight. I'm a straight talker. I think you need to break up the Villanova boys because that's the problem. They're a clique and they're going against Towns and other people. Because you know Towns was always on the top of what he was doing. Yeah, he a little soft. People say, oh, he don't know how to play. You know, he know how to play. He's getting disrespected by the Villanova boys in that locker room. I could just tell. Every time you look at Bronson, he gives you a half high. But when he talking to Hart, hey, what's up? That's his boy. It can't be like that. I heard some people out there talking about maybe we need another point guard. I'm for it. We can move JB to shooting guard because that's what he want to be. I've been saying this for at least a year and a half. People thought I was crazy. I said, he's a shooting guard. He's not a point guard. A point guard thinks like Kolek. Get everyone involved. Pass. Boom, 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 boom. You understand? How do you say? You know what I mean? Yeah, I mean? You know what I'm saying? The coaches need to get this done. And then Waller, Kumo D, he's good. Yeah, he's still developing, but I'll put him in there with them long arms and that wingspan, and he sees the floor. He get it to the person. You see how they almost stole the ball from him? He went back and took it back? That's a high basketball IQ. If it was Towns, he'll look at it. If it was JB, they look at it. I like them both, but not in together. Unless JB was a shooting guard. We need a point guard 6'6". Cabe is 6'6" from Detroit. Bronson is 6, probably 1.5. They keep saying he's 6'2". Whatever. You sitting up there with your little arm near his chest and he's just shooting over you like you're bubble gum. And they keep putting you on it. They should have took you out and put Dear Warren in. Or my man Jay So. You know what I mean? The new guy. If you gave him proper minutes, he was going to get more stops than he was going to get slammed on. But you can't put him in there his first game and expect him to do it all to a person who has a few years on you as a point. You got to give him time to get acclimated to the system or to the floor of the Garden, you know? Because, you know, playing in the Garden is a whole different experience. You know, there's a lot of hype. The lights are bright. You know, between New York and LA, you know, you get a whole different experience because that's what they push. They push for that. You know, they push for that. So some people going to feel what I'm saying because they get it right away. And some people going to push back on what I'm saying. But I can tell you this. A lot of you are just repeating what ESPN keeps saying. And y'all need to start having independent thoughts if you ask me. Start seeing what's happening. Don't just do it for clicks and just to get paid. I ain't mad you're getting paid. But I'm telling you, it's really time to put the pressure on the Knicks about us spending money. Because when we watch TV, that's spending money. We paying for TV time because we got to pay for apps. People say, oh, you don't pay money for the game. You want to make a bet? Because they have a game on different channel. If you don't have the app, you don't see it. I have about 3 or 4 apps. And I have the Sirius radio app on the phone. So if I don't get it on the channel, because I moved, if you get on the channel, I can hear it on the phone. That's how much I'm into it. And I could tell you this. It's really sad to see games we can actually win and we keep losing. I felt so bad I had to cut the TV off and turn the lights out. I felt so defeated. Because we can watch the game and see what they need to adjust, the coaches. The players, you know, it's real time, so they're going to make mistakes. But I'm talking about the coaches. It's your job to get involved. That's why JB is doing a great job with Detroit. He sees what's going on and he make adjustments. And 3 times he beat you and you saying you the one hired him. And you letting him beat you? Oh, well, then he goes to the post, Coach Brown go to the post interview. Well, the teams didn't do what I say. What are you slow? If they don't do what you said, pull them out. They supposed to be sitting on the bench if they not listening to the coach. I will have all my other teams, my players in there if they not listening. I don't care how much money you make. I'm the coach. I said play some defense or at least attempt. Yeah, man, I'm just saying, y'all. The sister's a little upset because they can't keep losing when they're capable of winning. I love my boys. Y'all love our boys. That's our team. 1973, no chip. All we got is potato chips. Potato chips. And y'all keep talking about, yeah, we want that chip. Can we just get to the playoffs, fans? Can we just get through the regular season, fans? We can't even beat the teams that we need to beat in the playoffs. And y'all keep saying, let's go. Oh, we're going to win. We're going to beat them in the playoffs. Suppose we don't. Because we're not prepared in the regular season. We must get prepared in the regular season for the playoffs. You don't get a trophy for not being prepared. That's why we didn't go far past Pacers, because we was hurt too. We got to be honest. But, it's the next man up. We was hurt. See, if we had a bench playing through the season, we could have had them in. And they could have knew what they had to do. Because if you're in the pro league, then you're a pro player. If not, what you doing here? Why you got these Tom, Dick, and Harrys on your bench? Oh, the money. I know a lot of guys you could get for that money who could ball if you cared enough to go get them. What happened to free agency? How about going to Rutgers or West 4th Street or Newark or Chilltown, Jersey, or any part of the tri-state, Connecticut, and go get you a baller? Oh, they on drugs. Everybody not on drugs. And if they were on drugs, you could detox them for 30 days. All they need is an opportunity. We need to hold the Knicks accountable for getting the right ballers. And they, get Giannis. Giannis can't even get his own team to win nothing, man. Come on, because you need a team. As you can see, Jordan needed other players to create his persona. Yeah, he had special powers and skills. I watched him in real life. And I had a friend I used to coach in Little League Baseball who became his friend. I saw him in a documentary, Kenny Coleman. He went pro. I was watching a documentary and I said, that's Kenny. We used to coach him. See how the world works? And Kenny and his family was top-notch sports people. So he belonged next to Jordan because that boy could play. He came to practice and he came with an IQ. His father had an IQ. His mama had an IQ. His brother, God rest his soul, BK. And let me tell you something. I watch basketball and baseball. I know what ballers look like. I know what athletes look like. The Knicks always look like they don't get athletic people. They just get basketball players. Go get some ballers. Allen Iverson, baller. Stephon Murray, Stephon Starbury, baller. Kenny Anderson, baller. J.R. Smith, baller. They keep getting people outside of the baller, even near the backboard. Okay, I like Robinson. I still don't see him as a baller, though. I see him as a rebounder, but he's not a baller because he has problem dribbling. He got to wait to pass the ball. Well, we saw him drive in a few games ago. To do that more often. He does that in practice. Why the coach not giving him range to do that? How you got a big guy who can't dribble the ball and go up? Bam is from Jersey. He can do that. He could bounce and do it. The Lakers got him. The Timberwolves got him. Almost every team got big guys who can bounce the ball and move. Robinson, I love you. You my guy. But we sacrifice so much just to have you to get rebounds. I could see you coming off the bench. You're a great player when it comes to getting that rebound, but I ain't gonna lie. But you're also a liability. But you won't be a liability if they get someone next to you who can play to your weakness. Because I think you're an exceptional guy. I'm talking how we're gonna win. And how we're gonna win, we have to get ballers, athletic people. Like in Philly, they got them two young boys. And that young guy, Edgecombe, that's athletic. Why we don't get nobody athletic? And then you got JB and Hart. They like 28, 29, and Towns. They on their way out. Even if they want to pay 10 years, they won't be playing on the Knicks. And then you got JB talking about he want to get some money. For what? Well, he did sacrifice. He gave 100-some million. I could see them keep him for that, but not as a point guard. I could see you staying on as a shooting guard, but I don't want him as a point guard moving forward. I watch point guards. Oh, I played in high school. I was a point guard. So I do know what I'm talking about. I got pictures, you know. We was taught to get everyone involved, then create our own. JB is not that player. I watched him. I went to YouTube and watched him and studied his game. He ruined a few games for them. They could have won the championship a year ahead, but he was just taking all the shots, shooting. That's why he shoots like that. That's what he's been doing. You know? That's what he's been doing. And y'all want him to do something else. It doesn't work like that. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't work like that. It really doesn't work like that. What it works like the bosses around you must make a move. Do they know how to make a move? I don't know. Do they want to make a move? I don't know. You know? I don't know. But I can tell you this. Excuse me, I could tell you this. Today is Saturday. What's today's date? Saturday, February 21st. You got 26 games starting today left on that regular season. If you take a tail fall, you end up in 8th place. Because the rest of the team, you have Pistons number 1, 41-13, Celtics 36-19. How did that happen? They got discipline. Cavaliers 36-21. Raptors, that's right, y'all, the Raptors. The Raptors, they 33-23. 76ers 30-25. The Heat 30-27. The Hawks 27-31. The Hornets 26-31. Okay, it's the first 8. It's guaranteed a spot, right? But if the Knicks don't win a whole bunch of games, all these teams I just mentioned are super close. So it's anybody's game. If you don't be careful, New York Knicks, you'll end up at the bottom of the toll. It's no, the regular season don't matter. Yes, it matters, your position, your home court, and who you're playing the playoffs first. So if you don't be careful, you'll be playing the Pistons. And if you, well, they beat us last year and we beat them in the playoffs. But see, they have a venge in them. They got some venom in them. No one can stop Cade right now, right? But Soham can. If he played him the whole game. Now, OG, he came in with a sore toe. He came in, you could tell he wasn't feeling well because he wasn't his normal self. That's why he shouldn't have played all those minutes. You know, Coach Brown, you can't play him when he just come back and you could see he's not right yet. Y'all got to get this in your head. That's why I had to hurry up and get online and start speaking, because they watch us online. Yes, they do. Don't think they don't. The Knicks, we love them, but we want them to be competitive so we can brag and boast. You know, I got all my Knicks gear. I got so much Knicks gear. It's crazy. I got some over here, some over here. I got all types of stuff. I be spending, I got t-shirts, just like all the other fans. And that's what you do as a fan. You rep your team. The Knicks is a tri-state team. So you'll see people all over the world, even international, people done moved. Because they've been Knicks fans for years, and some of them moved out the country. So when you go to different stadiums and arenas, you're going to see a Knicks fan. So we need our team to be competitive and respectful, like Tibbs had it. We didn't lose silly games too much. Yeah, we lost games under Tibbs, but they was close games, most of them, except for last year. Our first game with Boston was about 30 points, but we beat Boston in the playoffs. So you see how Tibbs got better? He got y'all ready for that because he wanted to win. And that's what we hoping Brown do, but we can't just hope. We got to put it in his ear, in his head. This is what you better do, boy, or you going to be out of here because the fans going to tell you go home. And when we booing you, you know they listen. And I like to give a brother a chance, Brown. We crying for opportunities. We get one, we don't use them. That's why I like JB. But one of the great coaches besides Pop that I like right now, and Pop get better, feel well, health is wealth. What's his name? The one look like cable guy. What's his name? Carl. Oh man. The Pacers coach. He's an exceptional coach. He have his players ready. And in Matombe, see, I got to see these guys more because I watch the Knicks play other people. I got to start watching other games some more because I didn't feel like watching because you need to be a diehard fan. You must watch other teams besides just your team, so you'll see how your team match up with them. But I haven't had the time, but I will make time coming up. So when I start doing these videos, I can remember these names because I got so much on my plate, but we all do. And the Pacers coach, he's one, to me, he's the top. I don't see Steph Curry coach as a top coach, even though they won 4 chips. At that time, he was up there. But he, like they said, it was handed to him. But you still got to give him credit. He took him over the hill. He got handed the team, but he still got them 4 chips. Is that correct? And don't forget, that's what we want Brown to do with the Knicks. Tibbs hands you the team ready like spaghetti. Now you got to take them over the river, Eddie. You know what I'm saying? That's what sports do. They build them and they say, okay, this coach took him where I need him to go. Now I got to bring in a next level coach. Brown's supposed to be that next level coach because his accolades. He was on 2 championship teams as assistant coach. So you must have some inside knowledge of how to get this done. You understand? So if you have inside knowledge how to get this done, those players got to listen to you, or you're going to have to pull them out the game. But they say, oh, where are you going to get the minutes to play these people? Easy. You got 4 quarters. Nobody need 8 and 10 minutes. Like people out there, oh, she don't know what she's talking about. I don't care if you say that. This is my piece. This is the way I think. This is my thoughts. I know what I know, and I know what I don't know. And what I know, if the player's not playing right, give him time on the bench. He'll think about it. And by the time you bring that player in, he straightened up. I've been around some great coaches sitting on the bench with them, keeping score. Great coaches pull you out if you don't want to do the game plan. And that's what Brown got to do. Like he pulled Towns out and everybody was online. Oh, that's good. We play better when he sat. No. He wasn't playing his best because he thought he could just keep doing the low IQ ball. Because Towns could ball. He's not athletic, but he could ball. He's not a baller, but he could ball. See, Ant-Man, he's a baller. That boy is a baller, you know? But see, they had Ant and him together, and that's why he looked so good. You had that athletic dude with you. See, when he come to New York, he don't have that. He got big body, small body Bronson. Only thing big on him is head. Now I ain't playing with you, Bronson. I got a big head too. Can't you see? It runs in my family. Somebody got to tell Bronson, and it's the coach. You're shooting guard. You're no longer point guard in your career. And see, when we talk about Carmelo Anthony, that's why he's out the league, because he had his ego. He just want to shoot, 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 shoot. And he's a great shooter, like Carl, like Towns. He's a great shooter. Cat is a great shooter. He haven't been shooting well because something bothered him. Usually something bothering you or you mad about something, you don't get your rhythm. And I blame that on the Villanova boys, because Hart need to be let go. People say, oh, Bridges need to go. No, I think it's Hart, because he's the clown. He's the one, he's messy. You know, like you're at the job and you got somebody at the cooler talking about somebody as soon as you walk away. That's Hart. He's messy, and he controls the two Villa boys' mindset. If you get rid of Hart and bring some other person like Sadiq Bey or someone in with some other maturity going on, I bet you we have a whole different squad. And I'm not saying Hart is not the heart of our team. He is. But it's business, and I think he the one needed, especially at the thumb up the rear end. If that was a woman and a man, it would have been a big scandal. So I don't see why that's not a scandal now. And don't tell me because that's his buddy. He still got violated. It's not funny. And if I was Brunson, I'd get an attorney and sue his ass. I don't care if he's my friend. You just violated me. And y'all need to stop playing this double standard stuff. Because you don't touch men like that. And they should stop men or sports people, period, from patting each other on the ass. This is 2026. It needs to stop. That was not funny. It was suspect. Because y'all be talking about Towns. No, Towns is a straight up man. Not because he got a fiance, because that's not what he do. Towns dressed like he in the 70s. He's one of them 70 guys who love music, got the great father around him, the family structure, and God bless him. He lost his mother, I lost mine. You know, I lost my whole family. It's just me left. You know what I mean? But I could tell you this. Men don't touch other men booty crack, especially on some stage like that. It wasn't funny. And since we came back from that, Hart never played like Hart, in my opinion. Because he embarrassed the whole place. Then they're going to bring their wives on their little roommate show and try to play games. See, I don't like double standard. Yes, I promote women's rights, but I also promote men's rights and human rights. Liberate people. And that was a violation right there. They had to cut. They was doing promos and had to cut from that shot because he got his hand up his thumb up his behind. Actually, it was 2 fingers. I saw the whole thing. And I think they've never been the same. But I think Hart is the one that got to be let go. Because people saying Bridges could play. He's about 6'7", 6'8". But I don't think he's a starter. I just don't think Bridges is a starter at this point. But I do think Bridges could come off the bench and give us some great minutes. And I do think JB should go to shooting guard. Who will be our point guard? Well, it's not Jay Clark because he don't have handles. The ball slides out his hand. I remember that. I used to play basketball. He don't have handles. It slides out his hand all the time. All right. I see the chat. Oh, yeah. Let me hear that. Let me see. Okay. Super, how you say it? Morty Man. How you doing, Super? Thanks for joining me. Super Morty Man. 7976. JB Biggerstaff, best coach in the league. Yes, he is top notch. Yeah, he is top notch. I agree with you. I love the way he have them prepared and they act mature. You don't hear none of that nonsense coming out. You know, JB and Hart and all them always hassling Towns to a point people started hating Towns online. Yeah, Towns could play better, but he's not that super guy. So stop expecting him to be a defense guy. He don't play defense. You need an Ant-Man next to him so he don't look like he don't play defense. Hart and Bridges need to go. I agree with that. Well, Bridges, he haven't been showing up. And like we always said as Knicks fans or just B-ball fans, how you give a 5 first-round picks for Bridges? Now, I watched Bridges play. He was a baller. I even watched him play for the Nets because the Nets was in Jersey. I watched him play when they went to Brooklyn. And he was playing, but remember all the players he was playing with. Remember what I said? When you're the best player on the team, well, Cam Johnson was good. He was a shooting machine. No one else was best because KD and all of them had left. You know what I mean? Yeah, Mikal is not showing up. Excuse me. Mikal is he's a great disappointment. And people keep saying, oh, well, he helped us with the Boston Celtics. Okay, that's good. That was last year. We talking this year. What have he done for us lately? And that's what type of world. You ever heard that saying? It's a saying says, you're only good as your last performance. Knicks are paying him way too much money. And that's why we can't get a point guard. We can't get a point guard because JB is a shooting guard. What you think about JB, Mr. Clutch? Is he a shooting guard or what? Talk to me. I think that it's important to get feedback from everybody so we all can understand each other's points of views, because I'm not saying because I got hate for them. I'm just saying because I like to analyze stuff, and I know what I know and I know what I don't know. And let me tell you, Bridges is not showing up. Too many games. He running around chasing people like a little kid. Every time I see him, I think of my grandson. My grandson 13, the youngest one, the oldest one 15. I be saying, look at him. I said, look at him. Look at that mess. You know what I mean? He running around like a little kid. You know? He running around like a little kid chasing people. You know how you playing around in circles, you chasing people, catching playing tag? I'm like, man, oh, he play all the games. And do what? Towns made that wonderful shot pass, and what? Bridges missed it. He missed it. I'm tired of him missing shots. I'd rather have Shaman in there. At least he up on people, you know. He's short, but he up on people. We need some bigs who can ball. Yeah, well, Bridges is not what we're looking for. I ain't gonna lie. But I will take him on the bench. I just don't want him as a starter. And for all that money, he's not gonna sit on the bench. That's why, like you said, he need to go. Because he got too much money to be on the bench. I said, well, one of them got to go to Villanova boys because they're a mess. They start trouble in that locker room because none of the other guys are troublemakers. Hart is a troublemaker. I'm telling you, he gossipy. He's like a girl. He messy. That's why he's always trying to crack. And then he get mad at the ref. And I said, let me tell you something. You got to watch Hart. Pay attention to him to the game tonight. Watch how he's always yelling at the ref and cracking. You know what I mean? Yeah, Shamit, that's my guy. He comes for business. He even come to the game dressed as business. You know, and that's like Hart. He always playing around. I like jokes too, but not when we got to handle business. You know what I mean? We need to handle our business, and that's what we have a problem. Even the other day when they was at the All-Star, Hart said he's at the beach with his wife and kids. You at the beach? All-Star break? Man, don't you know the playoffs come? You need to be in the gym. You about 15 pounds overweight. Family time. Family time is after the season. That's why y'all don't win. Because y'all so busy want to do your podcast. You want to hang out. You want to crack on each other. I said, man, that's why Boston them got 17 rings and the Lakers got 17. Because they prepared them boys for all those years how to be professional and come to play. The Knicks, they make money no matter you show up or not. They the Mecca from back in the day Mecca. But to be the Mecca continuation, you better bring some Mecca players. You need some ballers, some athletic people. I mean, we're from the tri-state. You mean out of all the people from New York, New Jersey, and Connecticut, or around the world, this is the best you can bring? This is the best you could bring? Listen, listen. I don't know it all, but I could find it all. And I could tell you this. Brown, I was rooting for you. But you disappointing me. Not saying you trash, because you're not trash. You move slow. I move slow. But see, I'm not a coach. When you at a high pace like that, you got to think fast. So you got to already see the move before the move is made and adjust. That's why JB is winning. He saw it before you did. Because you said you brought him in. That don't mean you know what he know. God gave him a different gift. And he come from a father of a coach. So he got genes in his DNA, a coaching brain. You know, genes are passed down sometimes, you know. But I could tell you this. I'm a diehard Knicks fan, win or lose. But just because we lose don't mean I'm going to sit here and keep wasting my time and money. I'm going to speak out. If I got to go to the garden and meet everybody and get my bullhorn, I'm going to let y'all know. We're not wasting our money because you won't go get ballers. You keep getting the okie doke people, giving them $100 million, all this money. The only one I see working hard is Shaman. JB work hard, but his ego is bad. JB work hard, but he's a shooting guard. He can't be a point guard. We need a bona fide point guard who's 6'6". Because the point guards of all the teams, if you notice, Lakers, their guards are tall. They're tall. And we need some 7-footers, at least 2 more 7-footers near the boards. Okay, Sohan is like 6'7", 6'8". He's a good wing because he's tough. He don't take no mess. So he's a good person to have, but we still need some tall guys. You got Wemby 7.45. Yo, why the Knicks not getting no tall guys? Not just because they tall, because they ballers, athletics, who can block. Because everybody we had, we gave away. We didn't want to develop them. And so now they on other teams getting rings. Almost like, you got Hartstein. He got a ring. What's the other one who knows was bleeding in Boston? I forget his name. He got a ring with Boston. I forget his name. I think he on Atlanta now. Got his nose was bleeding, so Boston got rid of his behind. I don't know the reason, but he was having bleeding. I think he got congestive heart failure. Because I got congestive heart failure, and that used to happen to me, so he might have some type of heart trouble. And Leon Rose, they be online talking about Leon be cooking. You should hear it on the podcast. Oh, Leon did it again. The Leon the Don, he's cooking. The only thing he cooking is pork. Because he didn't bring no athletic people in here yet. Y'all keep saying he's the best. How? How? How is he's the best when they're not ballers? I'm not saying we got a suck team. I'm talking the mental game. The game is 90% neck up. 90% neck up. Yeah, you definitely need someone, but they have to. Knicks need a team president like Pistons, Tajay Landro. Well, you definitely need a younger mind who understand all angles of the game. Because I don't believe in pushing people out because they old, but I do, because they could always play another position in a job and keep a job. But you do have to pass the baton to the younger generation because they see the world different. Like old folks, we see the world different, and not ever. We don't know how to let go. Some older people know how to stay in the moment, and some don't. Rose, everybody say he's cooking. You know how long that fool been in the oven before he pulled the trigger? You know how many stories they had on the internet Oh, we about to get this person. Oh, we're going to get the one guy come on the internet every hour. Oh, breaking news. That's what's going to happen. He be lying like a lion. But people be watching him. They like all that lying. See me? I'm going to keep it real as I can. I love all people podcasts, long as they not ghetto and talking the street and that gutter stuff, always harassing the players. I hate when teams harass the players. Look, I don't mind you analyzing the players, like we're doing, but don't harass, because Towns, that's my guy. Yes, he got lower ball IQ, Dominican cat. If you want a high ball IQ person, then that's what you go get. See, you saw him play next to Ant, and you thought he was Ant. See, you should have got Ant. That's what the New York should have, people like Ant. They don't go get those people. I don't understand us. We never go get those major players. That's why people are hungry for Giannis. I don't want Giannis because he's too old, but we're so hungry, we'll take him for a year or two just to have him. I like people in their prime who come in like Jordan, Allen Iverson. And they out there, because remember, there's no such thing as only one. It may be only one. Yeah, he's the real AI. But there's many players who played at his level or better. Look at all the history and all the legends and pioneers. So it's always some other talent out there. And in the Knicks, you got poor scouting people on your team. Because if this the best you could bring, you have poor scouting. You have poor scouting. Josh Hart is toxic. Yes, he is. Imagine a man putting his thumb in somebody behind on a national stage. I could not believe that. And y'all guys, y'all worse than watching, who in the White House. You hear all these accusations and stuff, but we watched it with our own eyes. And they didn't, I don't even know if the commission gave him a letter. That should have been, you got Tommy, what's his name? Was the coach Boston now? He's over there with Houston tonight. Well, rumor has it, he was messing with a lady, a boss's wife, and he get suspended for a whole year. Not the boss wife, him. Double standard. But yeah, you got a male on the team sticking his thumb up somebody behind on national TV. He should be suspended or removed. That's a sexual act. And y'all laughing. I'm like, yo, man, that double standard is crazy. Because if he had to put his hand up a girl butt, he'd be in jail, prison. Forget jail. He would be in prison. And you think it's different because it's a male and it's his buddy? You know how embarrassing this guy got hit at the rest of his life? Somebody stuck a thumb up his butt on national TV? Man, I just can't get over that one. That's some heinous crimes right there. So moving on. We play Houston tonight, right? Let me see. Okay, let's go to the stats. Okay, the Knicks, what time we play tonight? We play the Rockets, the Houston Rockets at 8:30. And the way you can see the game is on ABC, ESPN2, and ES Deportes, and Alaska Rural Communication Services. So you got 4 ways you can see it. And there's some other channels probably have it, but you could just watch it on ESPN if you haven't, or on ABC, because they make you buy all the apps just to watch a few games. So each app costs $40 to $100. See, that's another way the Garden get paid. Instead of just being on 1 or 2 channels, they have people going to all these different channels, but you got to pay to watch the game. It's nothing but money. That's why the Garden should never be without ballers, because you getting our money. Like now, we got to pay for an app to watch the game tonight if you don't already have it. Let me see if it comes on Prime. Let me see something. Let me see if it's on Prime. Let me check it out. I'm going to go on my Prime Video, and I'm going to see if it comes on Prime. Because it says ABC, Alaska Aurora, and ESPN Deportes. That's the Spanish station. And then ESPN2. So, okay. I watch a lot of games on Prime Video and Peacock. Okay, let me see if they're playing the Knicks tonight. Okay, here you go. So when I'm on Prime, I'm gonna go to sports and see what sports come out. Okay, then I go to the Knicks, and then it says the Knicks. Okay. Oh, the next game on Prime is gonna be February 22nd. It's gonna be against the Bulls. And but hold up, what's the day's date again? So they got a back-to-back. So the Knicks play tonight and tomorrow. See what I'm saying? That's another thing. The scheduling is terrible. The schedule is terrible. That's a terrible schedule. And then they play on the 24th, Cleveland. And then they play the 27th. See, that's cool, the 27th and the 24th, a day rest or two. But what you said, the day's the 21st. So their next game is tonight. Okay, they got a game tonight. And they have one on February 22nd, which is tomorrow. They play the Bulls tomorrow. And then they play the Cleveland the 24th. Let me look at the calendar. The 24th is on Tuesday. So they have a game Sunday and Tuesday. See, that don't bother me every other day. But the back-to-back, that's some terrible scheduling because it's no need. There's no need to play back-to-back. But see, they want that money. The greed is in. The greed is there. They want that money now. Give me that money now. They're going to make every dime they can make from these, the fans. And then let me see. Okay, so the Bucks play. Oh, the Bucks won the other day. See, they moving up on their little schedule. So we got to be careful. They creeping up. Okay, so the Rockets played the Knicks. Let me see who. The Pistons play the Bulls. So, they probably beat the Bulls. So, I'm not saying they're going to beat the Bulls, but they might. And 76ers play. So, all tonight, and the Spurs play. So, all these games tonight and the Heat play. Who is going to reposition the standards. And the Knicks, they got to win. They have no more room to lose because it's that close. Yeah, they played Detroit 4 times last year, and they beat them 4 times, right? And then Detroit beat the Knicks 4 times, correct? And this year 3, and they beat the Knicks 3 times. And remember, Detroit beat the Knicks 4 times last year, but the Knicks beat Detroit 4-2 in the playoffs. 4 wins, 2 losses, and they was hot. That's why they coming back, man. They just knew they was gonna beat the Knicks. Talking about the ref cheat. Look, the ref don't make good calls for all teams in the NBA and in any other league. So cut it out with the ref. They make me mad too. But your game, you shouldn't need a ref if you're playing your game. Let me see what the West is doing. Okay, the Thunder, they lost another one. The Thunder they 43-14. Okay, and you got Spurs 39-16. So 39. Let me go back to the Knicks. The Knicks is 35. Shoo. The Nuggets 36-21. The Rockets 34-20. So the Rockets in 4th place just like us. So actually we have the Rockets, they up by 1 with us in the preseason. So this is a tough game. This is a tough game. This is not going to be no walk through the park. And they said if any team in the NBA, I don't care if you're playing the Nets or the Jets or the Bets or the Nets or the Flets, you got to play each team for the win. Don't take it for granted. You got to show up. You definitely got to show up. And that's the problem. We have such egos in the East Coast. We always, we got to win the chip. Listen, we got to win a game first. we got a nice standard because so many teams have the same standard. But we are very fortunate because we could be at the bottom if those teams wasn't playing well. Now it's neck to neck. So it's anybody game. Even if Detroit, they could have they could fall off and have a 10-game losing streak like we did. 7-game losing streak, 8-game, whatever. Any team could go into that slump with an ego. That's why you can't lose back to back, back to back, back to back, back to back. Because when you get people in their podcasts and their lives talking about, oh, it don't matter. I was listening to one guy, I can't watch him no more. He talks like he's one of the Knicks players, always talking about, oh, that don't matter. Dad, that's nothing but the playoff. It don't matter. How you gonna say it doesn't matter? It matters. It puts you in position for a home game and where you gonna play. That's the ego we have. We need to get rid of, man. That's, like Kanye West said, got a big ego. Some of them got some big egos. I can't watch their show. Some of them lie so much I can't watch their show. And being a Knicks fan, you want to support all your podcasts and your live people just to support and, subscribe. Oh, don't forget to subscribe, my friend. Super. Don't forget to subscribe to your girl. Don't forget to subscribe. Holla at your girl. I'll be on again probably tonight or tomorrow. Because on the real, we need to let them know. We need to let them know. I love the Knicks so much. I just want them to do well. It'll help us out so much in our tri-state. That any team wants that. I understand it. But we've been starving for this, We've been starving for this so long. It don't make no sense. And I know my poor Nets, they in Brooklyn now, they've been starving too. And I could tell you this. You want to be the best, you got to beat the best. And you know it. If you want to be the best, you got to beat the best. You can't keep playing like you're number one in your head and we haven't won nothing since 1973. 1973. I had a child in 1983. See, 43. Yo, you were talking 50-some years. Why are we walking around with this ego? Yo, I'm a Knicks fan. I told this to a Lyft driver one time. He said, you're a Knicks fan, man. That's like being in an abusive relationship and you won't leave. I laughed. That was funny as funny, man. And I said, don't say it again. But you got to believe. If you're loyal, you'll stay with your team. You won't be switching lanes. But I like the fact that we have our podcasts and our lives to voice our opinion, It's just that we have to understand something. We have the power as fans to get together and tell them we want better scouting. We spending our money to make you spend your money. So get the people what they want. We want athletic ballers on the team because you got some people on here, oh, we got a great team. How? How we got a great team? We're not near great. On paper, it looks good. Or I won't even say great. The game starts from the mental. If you don't have a mental game, you're not going to be great. You're going to be all right, Y'all kill me with that. Oh, we the Knicks. What that mean? We ain't winning nothing. The chip? No, we got potato chips right now. Okay, we got the cup. We was too ego. We didn't want to hang up the banner. You got, oh no, don't hang up the banner. See, that's our problem. Such egos. Every high school, every college, every big level arena have banners hanging on the wall. It don't have to be on a rack at the top, but walking in, it could be on the wall. It's a new league. They're spending millions of dollars. It should be mandatory everyone hang up a banner. Oh, nah, we want the real one. That's why people don't like us. That's why so many people come at us. The ego, and we're not winning nothing. When you go into the garden, it's a long ramp. They got to walk up before they get to the main area. Why not have a banner there? Or how about when you walk into the garden to buy your ticket at Will Call in that area? on that wall. You got all those Broadway shows and all them ads. Why not have a banner there when people walk in the door? See, the ego. The ego's crazy. And that's what we need to tone it down on, the ego. Yes, we'll celebrate over anything. Like the cup, man, that was the best thing that happened when we won. Because if we didn't win, they would have said, see, the Knicks suck. But we won. And we're not going to hang up a banner because, no, we want the real one. Even the owner says they're on the show. Now we're going to hang up. See, that's the problem. That's the problem. Humble yourselves. Humble yourselves, and more people will bless you. If you're a true basketball fan, we hang up banners somewhere in our arena. It don't have to be up there with a championship, but you did win the cup championship. Have an area with the cup championship, because Tibbs had y'all for 2 years and never won the cup. Brown won the cup. You can't take that from him. And then our two boys go down to All-Star. They won something. They won some trophies for them. The three, what's that? What's that name? The All-Star game? Not the game, the actual competition. I forget the proper name for it. They won it. And see, when they come back from winning, they start losing big because it goes to their head. See, when you're hungry, you want more. These guys come satisfied when they come back from winning. You can't be satisfied. All right, what this says right here? This year only 3. Yeah, only 3. Yeah, but 3 is enough. It only takes 3 to get embarrassed. But I could tell you this. When you win something, Knicks, you humble yourself. You come back and work hard to get in the gym. I don't want to see you with your podcast. You got Perk on there. Perk was trying to give JB some jewels, and JB didn't take it because he got on the court and just did it. He sat there on the couch talking about, oh, I just don't always want my own. But that's what you do. You went out there and did the exact same thing you said you didn't do. My own stats. Yes, that's what you did. When nobody else was hitting because you wasn't getting them the ball. You got to get your squad the ball early so they can get in the rhythm. And when you get the ball, you bounce the clock down, man. When you got the ball, it drives me crazy. And Alvarado, when you get the ball, you got to move quicker, son. You can't run that clock. You got to make a move or they're going to move you out too. Because I'm going to show you how it works out here. I don't care you from Brooklyn. I'm going to tell you how it works in the Knicks world. They'll love you, then they'll hate you if you're not producing. See how they just did Towns? See how they did Carmelo Anthony? They will chew you up. Look at Oakley. Yeah, he was wrong. He shouldn't embarrass. You can't embarrass the owner in front of people. I don't care what went down, because I called him that day and he hung up on me. So we think we could talk to people any other way and they're supposed to take it just because we black. You can't do that. You got to show respect too. It's mutual respect. Nobody got to give you a chance. Nobody got to put you on a squad. Nobody got to give you a job. And if you're begging for a job, you need to humble yourself. That's my piece. And I'm going to tell you this. A lot of people was rooting for the Knicks and they moved on. See, it's still millions and millions of fans. We die hard. But a lot of people stopped rooting for the Knicks because of the front office. And you get people on the podcast, they making their little money online. They just love it. I said, that's y'all. Do what you do. Do what you do. But I could tell you one thing. We need ballers. And we need thinkers, IQ ballers. I watched them all my life this far. And to watch this mess, and then people get on here like they know ball more than you. Hey, do you? But I know what I know, and I know what I don't know. We need ballers. We need IQ thinkers. And they won't go get them. How you have a bench of people you cannot use? Practice players? We're in the pro leagues. We're not in grammar school. I probably need to become an agent, start going over there and bring them some ballers, right? We all know ballers, but you got to make sure they mind right, because it's 90% neck up. The game is, they're all talented people, but the way you win a game, you got your great coaches guiding you. That time, remember Brown didn't call that timeout about 20 games ago or something like that? That's your job. You see them last night? They was playing the Lakers the other night, and the coach was begging for a timeout. They didn't give it to him, but he was on his game. That's what Brown's supposed to be doing. He's sitting there watching the game, chewing the gum and spitting in the cup, like he chewing on tobacco and shit. That is the nastiest thing. They take the camera to show that. Why are you showing that? Him and that guy from the Pacers, they be showing him spitting the cup and putting right in front of the desk where people are. Why you put up with that? He could do that and put it underneath him, but why your spit got to be on my desk? And why you got to put the camera towards Brown spitting like he chewing tobacco? That should be an automatic cutaway shot. That's my opinion. I ain't getting on you, Brown. I'm not saying you shouldn't do it. What I'm saying, the camera person shouldn't do it. But you know how we do. We like funny stuff or nasty stuff. We like anything that's going to pull a rating. Well, I enjoyed this session and got it off my chest. Now I feel comfortable. And just so y'all know, I'm just learning OBS. For y'all who want to know what type of program this is, I'm still learning it. So y'all should go make sure you on it too. Go get your YouTube channel, your OBS, your laptop, and y'all come on and get on YouTube and start your page and get on here and voice your opinion, because we need everyone. It's all of us. It's all of us. I'm type of woman who gonna say each one teach one. If it's something I could teach you, let me know and I'm gonna tell you what it is. I don't hide valuable information so you could become you. Most people don't want to tell you what they got. Me, holla at your girl, and you can inbox me. You can chat on me and say, Champagne, what's that? And if I know, I'm telling you. If not, we go search for it and give resources. We need to give resources out. I don't know it all, but I know how to find it all. And with that, I would like to say, I know what I know, and I know what I don't know. And this is your girl, Champagne, and I'm signing off. Till next time. It'll probably be tomorrow, because our Knicks play tonight. It's going to be late, and I don't want to make no screaming noise here. So probably sometime tomorrow for about an hour, because this one, like an hour and 20 minutes. So another minute, I'm signing off, because I want to do hour shows or 30-minute shows. I don't want to be on too long barking, because you know mamas always bark. I'm grandma now, you know. So I love you all. Big shout out to my man, I don't know, Super Morty Man 7976, hanging out with your girl. Come back and hang out with me, and I appreciate you. And you was on my stream today hanging out with your girl. I love you more for that, and I appreciate you. This your girl Champagne saying I see you on the next one, and I know what I know, and I know what I don't know. And to everyone, love yourself, know your self-worth, and don't let nobody tell you you can't voice your opinion, because guess why? You know what you saw. You know what you saw. And remember this line, I know what I know, and I know what I don't know. Peace, y'all.